how this wasteland came to be. I don't remember when I got on the train, and I don't know where it's going. What difference does it make? It's the end. When the end of the world has come, it's too late to wonder why. I'm walking through a tunnel. The air is sooty and hard to breathe. I reach the end of the tunnel and step into a large boiler room. Two engineers are working. The skinny one is bent over, pulling at something. Then he laughs. "This one is still alive," he says as he turns around. They see me and they stop working. The fat one grunts. Then he starts laughing too. No, don't. A dream. Just a dream. The train is stopped for the danger of a washout. I watch the rain bounce off the hard ground. I listen to it tap on the roof of the passenger car. I used to like that sound. Not anymore. It sounds like fire. The engineers are trying to fill the boiler with rainwater. My legs are stiff and my back hurts. I decide to walk to the observation deck. I used to come up here a lot. At one time, a small group of passengers would join me. We would sit up here all day, just looking. We stopped coming when we realized there was nothing to see. Nothing. The engineers gave me my own compartment. Not because I'm an important person with a lot of belongings. I don't have a lot of possessions. Not on the outside, anyway. Pregnant. An obscenity in this world. Whatever happened, however this wasteland came to be, I'm sure of one thing. It's our fault. Maybe I could have stopped it from happening. I loved my husband. I wanted a child to live. Was I supposed to do more? After the storm, a small stream appeared alongside the railroad bed. The stream grows wider and wider until it is a river. The engineers have all the water they need now. A train that came before us has fallen through the bridge. None of the passengers could have survived such a fall. But then we see a bandaged man standing at the head of the bridge, as though he's been patiently waiting for us to arrive. He asks the engineers if he can board our train. They tell him yes. He asks them to wait as he beckons towards something hiding behind a pylon. An injured dog. The bandaged man leads his dog to our train and boards. I think about the passengers who were on the other train, trapped and helpless as they fell into the water below. The rain comes again. It is red, like blood. Weeks later, we come to a flooded farming village. It's abandoned. Two people swim to one of the houses. They come back in boats and tell us that they found food and drinking water. The engineers decide that we will stay for a while. Boats begin ferrying passengers from the train to the empty houses. I lean over the side of the boat and look at my reflection. In the distance, I can see passengers looting and exploring. No one has reached this part of the village yet. to the master bedroom. I can still smell the people who used to live here. Family. There's plenty of food in this village. The passengers have lit fires and are having a feast. I join the passengers. The fire is so big. The heat blows my hair and tightens the skin on my face. And it dries my eyes. It would be so easy to walk into the fire. Some of the passengers have decided to stay in the village. They will have a lot of work to do, cleaning and repairing the houses. But I can't stay. Of what use is a pregnant woman or a newborn child? When the train leaves, I am on board. When I was very young, I had a toy horse. I named him Duty. Duty had a music box inside. I was too young to know what a music box was or how it worked. I could feel something inside him, but I didn't know what it was. When I wound the keys sticking out of his stomach, he made beautiful music. Beautiful, tiny music. Duty would lull me to sleep. Sometimes I would hit my brother with Duty. The music box was hard and it hurt my brother. My father couldn't stop me from hitting my brother, so he removed the music box. He thought he was being helpful. My father told me I could still listen to Duty's music. He wound the key, but the music was harsh and piercing without Duty's stuffing to muffle it. My father sewed Duty back together with golden thread. Duty was different. He felt incomplete, hurt, and empty. I loved him more for that. To lull myself to sleep, I would rub his stitches in place of his music. I kept Duty for a long time. He's gone now. For weeks, we'd been watching the wreckage of people's lives float by. It was only a matter of time before the bodies appeared. I can't look. I stay in my cabin and keep my shades down. I wouldn't have seen the refinery if I hadn't heard the other passengers talking about it. As we passed through it, I imagined myself climbing into the confusion of pipes and beams. I would climb until I reached the top. I would put my hands up against the sky. My hands would be the highest point in the world. My hands. My empty hands. What would it be like to jump from that height? What does my baby look like? Someone entered my cabin while I was sleeping. A book has been left on the table by the window. A book about pregnancy. I turn the book in my hands, looking at the front and back covers, but I don't open it. I put it away under my bed. I want nothing to do with it. I don't understand what's happening to my body, but I know enough. I am pregnant. I have strange feelings, like an illness, but not. I feel sick all the time, and I don't need to know why. I don't need to know why I'm bleeding, or why I'm short of breath, faint, and numb in my arms and fingers. I don't want to know why my back aches, or why my chest hurts. I know my heart is in pain, and I don't care about anything else. I will let the other pains go on, separate from myself, far away like stars, like the few stars that are still visible. There used to be so many. Blood finally recedes. We've reached the outlet all the debris and bodies have been flowing to. throwing up in my bathroom. I'm lucky to have a private bathroom. There's no running water. That's rationed like food, but at least I have a place to be sick and private. I feel a startling thud under the train. I feel it again. I rush to my window. The engineers disembark. And they have guns. Passengers disembark to help the engineers with pipes and stones. Blood splashes onto me. I run to my room. I try to block out the sounds of the massacre, but I understand. We need to eat. Four passenger cars are separated from the rest of the train. The engineers tear everything from the cars. Then they start building. They're building a slaughterhouse. The engineers divide the passengers into groups. Groups to sort, groups to butcher, and groups to package. Buffalo carcasses go into the first car, and portions of dried meat come out of the last car. I'm assigned to the first car. It's my job to clean and sharpen the blades. The first car is where the buffalo are hung and gutted. Sometimes, after everyone is gone, it's my job to sweep the floor. I'm very tired at the end of each day. I'm grateful for the exhaustion. It keeps me from thinking. I finally look at my book. It tells me some things, but nothing practical for the world I'm in. I stop reading and just look at the pictures. They all show how the husband can help with the pregnancy. They cut open a female buffalo today. A pregnant buffalo. The calf slid out. and it looked at me. I don't work in the slaughterhouse anymore. It's finished anyway. The slaughterhouse is dismantled. The train is recoupled. The engineers handed out portions of meat. It seems awfully small for all the killing that went on. They told me I got extra. I think they're lying. I've never really talked to any of the other passengers. Some of them don't seem to understand English. Some obviously don't want to be bothered. Some of them are hurt very badly. Some act as though they're waiting for something. I've caught glimpses of passengers that are almost inhuman. I hardly ever see the same person twice, except for one. He's been injured since the last time I saw him. I think he's watching me. When I think he isn't looking, I stand and leave. I go back to my room. And I notice that someone has left an extra package of food for me. I wish my husband was here. He would put his hands on me to feel his baby inside me. Engineers disembark. They look into the tunnel and talk and gesture as they consider whether or not to go in. One man is sent in with a lantern. He returns 1 hour later and reports that he could not see the far end of the tunnel, but that it seems safe to enter. I'm sitting next to a nervous young girl. Her eyes are wide and she talks about nothing to distract herself from worrying. She holds a worn rabbit's foot in her hand. She rubs it as she talks to me. The passengers tense as the train picks up speed. Cover my stomach with my hands and try to feel the life inside. I pass out. Someone looms over me. She looks like a nurse. She tells me my baby is okay. She tells me there's been a cave-in. The train has struck a wall of stone. There are injuries and the train has been damaged. The train is still functional, but it can't reverse. She tells me not to worry. When I'm feeling better, I ask the nurse to show me the cave-in. She leads me through the small hospital car. She walks me through the passenger cars full of frightened people. They look at me with contempt, as if I'm getting special treatment since I'm with the nurse. I sense the desperation of the passengers. The end of the tunnel could be 50 feet beyond the cave-in, or 50 miles. The nurse thinks I wanted to see the cave-in to be reassured that we will get out. She's wrong. I came to make sure that we will stay inside. The nurse takes me back to the hospital car. I have to stay for observation. I'm in a small, clean room which is sectioned off from the rest of the hospital car. The nurse calls it her maternity ward. As I fall asleep, I hear the sound of the passengers and the engineers digging, trying to get out. I dream that I'm sitting next to the dirty-faced girl. We have babies, both of us. Her child is so healthy. He heartily grips her breast as he feeds. She's very happy. I notice her rabbit's foot on the floor between my feet, discarded and shriveled. Her perfect mouth frowns. She says to me, "Look, yours is sick." I'm afraid to look at what I hold in my arms, but I cannot stop my eyes from rolling. I wake to darkness. I forget where I am. I'm with the nurse. I'm on a train. I'm in a tunnel. In an effort to distract me from my nightmare, the nurse arranges to have my belongings brought to me. She reads to me from my book about pregnancy. She tells me I'm due very soon. I don't like hearing about what is coming. When the nurse is away at night, to keep from sleeping and dreaming, I rummage through crates and boxes that I find in the rear of the hospital car. In one of the boxes, I find a book. It's a story about a train full of lost toys. The train is bringing the toys back to the children who lost them. In a valley near the end of their journey, they encounter a raging forest fire. The engine stops, too frightened to continue. Other locomotives come rushing away from the fire. The toys ask them for help, but they're also much too frightened to cross the fire. Even the big fire train is rushing away and will not help. It seems like the toys will never be reunited with the children. They are very sad. Then, a little blue engine comes along. She sees how sad the toys are, and she knows the children must miss them very much. She agrees to help them. They start down the valley, into the fire. My candle burns out. It's too dark to finish reading the story. I think I know how it ends. All of the injured passengers are gone now. I look at the stained hospital beds and the bloody surgical tools. They look like symbols, warning signs telling me to run and hide, telling me to keep my baby away. I decide to get away from the nurse in her hospital car. I walk toward the back of the train. Deeper and deeper I go, toward the back of the train. How long is this train? I've never seen the end of it. Have we picked up more passengers and cars as we moved along? The further I go, the worse the living conditions. This is the hell my child will be born into. Train begins to move. The poor child I'm holding is so light, so helpless. He can't even hold his head up. He's the only child I've ever seen on the train. And look at him. Look. I whisper to the child, "Don't worry." I feel a sharp breaking sensation inside of me. I am sitting in a puddle of amniotic fluid. I pass out. They smile down at me, the doctor and the nurse. I try to ask about the child I was holding, but I can't speak through my pain. I fix my eyes on a small candle flame. The nurse tells me the cave-in has been cleared. We're still in the tunnel, but we're moving. I clench my hands into fists and my fingernails dig into my palms. The smaller pain is a relief from the larger pain. I don't want my child to be born. Not here. Not in this tunnel. I feel the doctor reaching into me, pulling, cutting. Just taking something away from me. In the flame, I see my husband's face. It looks like pain. No, I won't. I won't let it out. The room vanishes, washed away in pain. It's been so long that I don't even recognize what I'm seeing. Light. It's a boy. My baby is sick. Something went wrong with the birth. I'm sick too. I'm back at the sea of blood. A giant wall of debris is slowly pushing toward the shore where I'm standing. Near the bottom of the wall, dolls are pushing out of the folds and recesses of debris. I have to save them. They won't stop crying. I have to bury them to make it stop. He's crying. My baby. He wants me. He needs his mother. remember everything now. I was standing by an open window holding a child's toy when the world ended. The death of my husband, the end of the world, all of the things which came before are inside my baby. He is so innocent. He has forgiven the horrors that preceded his coming. He brought something out from inside of me, a feeling that I have not felt in a very long time. He makes me laugh. I learned to breastfeed. I have given life, and now I'm nourishing that life. I finished reading The Little Fire Engine. The little blue engine makes it through the flames and delivers all the lost toys back to the children. We're both strong and healthy now. Our sickness seems like a short episode that happened a long time ago. I asked the nurse about the horrible living conditions I saw at the end of the train, the child I found there. She tells me there's no such place, no such child. I must have been dreaming. She encourages me to take him outside. She tells me to visit the observation deck. He's beautiful. He brought me something that I thought I would never feel again. Hope. I meet the bandaged man near the observation car. He stops and talks to me. He says kind words. It was wrong to have thought of him as a threatening person all of this time. He helps us onto the observation deck. He wishes us well, then he leaves, heading toward the front of the train. I suddenly realize that his presence has never been a coincidence. He hasn't simply been watching me. The extra food left in my cabin, the tunnel, my book, the baby's room in the abandoned house. At every point in my journey, he was there, leading me on, taking care of me. of us. My son, like the little fire engine, he made it through the flames. To me, I will name him after the author of that book. His father would like that. Once I had imagined my hands as the highest point in the world, and they had been empty. Now they're full. We are not alone in this world. Someone is taking care of us. Everything is going to be okay. Hold him close and shelter his little body. I'm the only protection, just like before, when he was inside of me. The one person who could save us is gone. I remember finding his body. is scratched and frightened, but he is not hurt. I am. And the bandaged man is too. I ask him, "Who are you? Why have you been taking care of me?" He stands and tells me, "I have done everything I can. The rest is up to you." There are no bodies, no survivors, no one at all. I come upon 2 engineers. They're building something. They see me and they stop working. They tell me they're building a new engine. They tell me they need my baby. I will not let them hurt my child, John Henry. I turn and run. Then I find it. The engine. I reach for him, but I can't move my legs. The flames surge closer. Let them come.